And just like that, the Kingdom of Wano Act I is officially over. Yeah, it was actually kind of weird. I was wondering how One Piece was actually going to do the Wano arc, and turns out they're actually doing a thing where at the end of the act is what it is. They'll do like a little stage thing, stage picture, or whatever, with the curtain closing says "End of Act 1." Kind of like what they would do in movies like They actually did something like that at Bad Times at the El Royale, although they really would do it more at the beginning of the act as opposed to at the end. But I really like that, actually. It's actually something One Piece has never done before in any of the arcs. And keep in mind, One Piece has been going on for over 20 years, so that's really something. But you don't want to hear much about that. You want to hear that today is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah. So I literally just got done reading this week's chapter of One Piece, and I'm both happy and sad because what I predicted was going to happen actually did come true. Although I kind of wish it didn't. Don't worry, you'll see what I mean when you read the chapter. I'm going to put a link in the description, obviously. As well as the fact that we have to wait another 2 weeks before the next chapter comes out. I'm sad. I don't want to wait 2 weeks. I mean, again, at least this time they actually, told us about it. As opposed to other times when I swear, like, they don't tell us and then it ends up happening anyway. That stinks. Honesty is the best policy, ladies and gentlemen. That is the moral of that particular story. So, yeah. Got a few things planned today, I actually have to head to Rita's a lot more now. Partly because Rita's is going to be closing in about 10 days. Yeah, the last day is going to be November 18th, so I am definitely going to get as much Rita's as I can because again, they're going to be closed for the winter, which always really upsets me. I also have to stock up, too. That'll be fun, I suppose. So, I actually did the math for this, and Rita's usually opens on the first weekend in March, as you guys may remember from way the heck back in March. So, if after this, not this upcoming Sunday, but the next Sunday, which is the 18th, if after that they close, I did the math, and we will be sans Rita's for 14 weeks. Pray for me. I mean, yeah, I'm going to stock up a little bit. I mean, I'm going to get less than what I normally do, but that's fine. I'm cool with that. I figure, for me, it's going to be like 1 quart for every flavor I like, and 1 quart of Swedish Fish per one of the 14 weeks. So, usually I would get like almost 4 times that amount, but honestly, with how potentially cold this winter is going to be, what I'm going to be getting, it should be good enough. I don't need much. Just enough to satisfy me. But, yeah. I really am kind of looking forward to winter, though, surprisingly. I mean, we literally have just under 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And I love Thanksgiving. I love all the traditions involved, although I've been doing the pine glove like every year for the last, probably since like 2012. Yeah, I think it was 2012. And funny enough, I always miss the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade because of it. Which is sort of a blessing and curse. I do like the balloons they have. As a Dragon Ball Z fan, Goku's finally going to get his own balloon. at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's going to be really cool. But, honestly, because, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, my brother actually used to live in New York City before he and his wife moved to Corning. And so, I actually have seen the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in person. And it was fun. It really was. But there was a lot more that left to be desired for me. Especially considering that after the parade, we immediately headed back to Corning for, celebrating family Thanksgiving, which was super nice. And, just like any other big, giant function that happens in New York City, if it's far enough away, you gotta get up early and walk there, and we did. Although, funny enough, though, and this was really scary, I really had to go number one, like, super duper bad. And on Thanksgiving, like, practically every place is closed. So, I had to, like, scurry, like, around the area where my parents were around where my family was standing during, like, where we were for the parade, and just look for, like, any place that was potentially open. I think I ended up finally going to, like, a Jamba Juice that just happened to be open on Thanksgiving, and I asked, please tell me, is your restroom open at all? And they're like, yeah, so I just use it. I mean, outside of that, it really was a fun day. I really am kind of underselling it, but I really did have a good time doing it. I really did. Going to the parade, I mean. Although, I think we can all agree that the real attraction, the real heroes of that parade, are the guys who clean up after the horses are walking in front of them. Hey, it's true though. Those guys are the real heroes of the parade. They never get enough respect, and that's not right. They probably get paid like an exuberant amount of money just for doing it, just because it's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It's gonna be a big spectacle no matter what you do. So, yeah, there's a Thanksgiving Day story for you. With, a little over 2 weeks before, Thanksgiving is, well, under 2 weeks. Right, I forgot, Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, today is Friday, and it'll be 13 days from now. So, that's going to be cool. Although, if I do the Pine Glove, I have no idea how I'm going to do the video on that day. That's the only thing. I mean, I would definitely do the video the instant I wake up. Because any runner knows that on the day of a race, you have to be awake for 3 hours prior to race time, so your body can actually physically, literally be awake. Not a lot of people actually know that. That's why whenever I did something like the Boston Marathon, the race started at like 8:15 or whatever, I would actually hedge my bets and get up at around 4:30, at least. What can I say? I'm an early bird. So, yeah, early to bed, early to rise. Although, to be honest, it was really weird. I went to bed like super duper early. Like before 9 o'clock. And I woke up at like 6:30. I barely did any working out whatsoever. I ran just like under a mile. I mean, I did something. I have to do something. So, yeah. And I didn't even watch the game last night. Like, seriously, I looked up the scores for last night to tell you what it was, but I'll be honest, I didn't see the game at all. Although, it kind of frustrates me that the Steelers completely dominate over the Panthers 52-21. That's a whooping. I mean, I guess if I've been painfully right, I can also be painfully wrong. So, there you go. Let's see what else happened. Oh yeah, right. Yesterday we had a new episode of Hot Ones, and it's great because yesterday's episode. Because First We Feast, the studio company that produces Hot Ones, actually goes to this like one food related festival or whatever, and every time they do it and they do Hot Ones there, they always get like a famous rapper to do it, and they got none other than E40. I'll be honest, I had no idea who he was. But, from what I heard, 30 years in the game, he's pretty chill. He's pretty knowledgeable. Although, it wasn't all that great of an episode because he got on the wall of shame. For those of you who don't know, Hat Ones actually does have a wall of shame for those who don't do all of the wings or can't finish them or get someone else to help them do the wings or whatever. And E40 asks someone in the audience to help him out. So, that merits the wall of shame. That's the second week in a row it's happened too. I mean, at least E40 tried finishing the wings after the wall of shame was already done. Lil Yachty a week ago didn't even try finishing the last two. It's the bomb beyond insanity. That sauce is just... from what I hear and from what I've seen, the number 8 sauce, which is called the bomb beyond insanity, that's the sauce that gets everybody who's ever been on the show. And keep in mind, they still have 2 other sauces, but from also what I've seen, if you can handle the bomb, the next 2, while increased in Scoville units, actually isn't as bad as the other 2, from what I've seen and heard. Plus, again, when your mouth is on fire, it does actually have a half-life. The worst you feel, that's about as bad as it's going to get. And, it's just a matter of, time. And depending on whether you can get your hands on some fat or alcohol to mitigate some of the pain. Personally, I would just straight up go for either whole milk or half and half. Or heavy cream if I was really desperate. Again, remember, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not really that much of a drinker. And if you are going to use alcohol, it's got to be pure alcohol, like tequila or vodka or anything incredibly strong, maybe a cognac like Hennessy or something. Something really strong to mitigate the pain. Other than that, you just got to guzzle water like crazy. Funny enough, once in high school, I just tried eating an entire jalapeno pepper. I was spitting the entirety of homeroom that afternoon. It was crazy. Never doing that ever again. Well, I've had raw pepper since then, and they actually are good when prepared properly. Personally, if I'm going to go with raw or cooked, I am going to go with cooked just because, again, I really do like cooking. Which kind of reminds me, I haven't really done much in the realm of cooking in a good while. But, whatever, it's just up to semantics or whatever. So, yeah. I guess that's my strategy on how I would actually handle, pain or heat or whatever. Ooh. It does remind me. I wonder if avocado or guacamole would be a good mitigation for heat-related pain in your mouth. That'd be something to try. Avocados, even though they're a fruit, they actually have a relatively high fat content. I wonder. Not that I'm actually going to try it on camera, ladies and gentlemen. I would actually, try it off camera just to see if it works. Because I do not want you to see me suffer. Not in that way. Although, then again, there's an entire series of videos I could go over as to bad times I've had, but I'm not going to do that, especially now on Friday, because the weekend is just about here, and we have some stuff to do before we can get started. So, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use the support on YouTube. Follow me on the social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. And as always, I'm very humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopeful we all have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. Take care, everybody.